Well, hi, Dad. Well, I'm so thankful to be up here. It's really weird not banging on stuff back there. It's kind of strange to talk. So, tonight, I'm here to share about how it's not I have to, it's I get to. It's a switch in our mentality where I feel like we suffer from every day in many situations. So, the verse I pulled from this, 1 John 5:3. Where are you at? There you are. In fact, this is love for God, to keep His commands, and His commands are not burdensome. His commands are not burdensome. I believe that this exact mentality is actually countercultural to how we live today. So I wanted to provide a few examples, real-world examples. So I had this story. Last month I was in Brighton, and I was getting out of my car, and there was this couple. I don't know if they were married or not. But they were clearly in a date mode, where you can tell they dress up nice. And the girl goes to get in her door, and the guy goes in his side, and she's standing there, and she goes, "Are you kidding me?" And he's on this side. He said, "What's the problem?" And she looks at the door like it's clearly he made a mistake, And so he walks over there with his head down, lets her in, slams the door. Oh my gosh. So. This is a good example of what you get to do and not what you have to do. You don't have to cook for somebody. You don't have to open that door for them and be nice. You get to. It's an opportunity. The other example I have, the second example I have is the 10 Commandments and God's commands for us. One of the biggest reasons that people don't come to church is because they believe that following Jesus is like they have to follow a bunch of rules. They have to change their life. They have to make all these changes to things that they don't want to change, but here's the thing about that. These commands are set in place to protect us. They're not to hold us back. Things like purity, yeah, okay, it's fun to mess around, but when you're in the grand scheme of things, it's not worth it. These things like, let's say, to love another person like you love yourself, to treat others how you would want to be treated, that's common, but today, we see like riots breaking out and crazy things going on, people acting like they just hate each other, and I don't think that's necessary. And the other example is one we can relate with, which is our jobs. So this is an illustration of my job, just to put it in perspective. So enjoy the awkward silence for like 20 seconds. Come on, somebody. So I do like 15,000 of those a week. Oh my gosh. I get to do these parts. I know you wouldn't want to do them. I know so many people are bored already watching this. Oh my gosh, it's pathetic. Okay, so the illustration I'm trying to say is we don't have to go to our jobs, we get to. There's so many people who would want to have a job. But I think it's a blessing to be where we are now. And so why is the I have to mentality dangerous to have? It places a negative connotation on things in our lives that could very likely produce positive results. We don't know what could come from our jobs, from our relationships. If we look at them like it's a requirement, we're not going to get something positive from it. It's just going to be another thing in our schedule. And I think if we change that up, great things can happen. So to turn it around, why is the I get to mentality important to have? Well, it reveals the simple truth that God's responsibilities and commands He's given us can be looked at as blessings, not burdens. Wait, so you mean I can forgive those who've hurt me and not hold grudges? You mean I can grow to love the pain in my life? Exactly, that's exactly it, because through the pain comes strength, and that inspires me. So I hope you guys take that to heart, and I hope this mentality becomes primary as we go through our days, through our jobs, and in our lives.